Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of tutorials on C++. I am Deepak Punyal and in this tutorial I am going to discuss about dynamic memory management. So if you have seen my previous videos, you might be knowing that we have discussed about arrays and that was C style arrays. But now here we are going to discuss about dynamic arrays or dynamic memory management. So let's start with it. We have seen that we can declare array like this, but this size is fixed at compile time, right? But sometimes it's useful to determine the size of an array dynamically at runtime, or we can say that execution time. And for this thing, we need dynamic memory management, and this can be performed in C++ using these operators new and delete. Using new, we assign the memory to a variable, and this memory is allocated in the heap. And similarly, we use delete to free the memory. Clear? If you have studied C or C++, you might remember that we have used calloc or malloc function to allocate the memory and free to free the memory. Clear? If you are trying to create object using dynamic memory, you have to use class name, then pointer that will point to that object, and use new operator here, and then again class name. So if you have a student class, you can use it like this: student star st, which is student pointer, then new and student here. Clear? So what is happening at this place or this place? We are obtaining a dynamic memory using this new operator, right? So whenever we are using this new operator, constructor of the class will be called. And similarly, if you want to delete this pointer, you have to use delete operator and then name of that pointer. It is pointer in our case. You don't need to use star before this, or you can use delete and then st. And whenever you use this delete operator, destructor of the class is called to destroy these objects. Clear? So you can understand that whenever you are using this new, there is some free space and that is allocated to the pointer. But when you call this delete operator on this pointer, this is going to destroy the memory and free the memory and assign it to the free space, right? So first there was a free space and that was assigned to this pointer. After this operation, this memory is destroyed and again assigned to the free space. If you forget this thing, deleting these pointers, this memory might not be of any use, but still that is not free, right? And this situation is called memory leak, where you have a memory which is unused and is not being used right now, or maybe will not be used in future, but it is still not available, and that is called memory leak. Clear? You can also pointers like this double. It is a double pointer which is allocating it some value, and you can pass that value in double. This means constructor will be called here. Similarly, if you have a class and you want to allocate it dynamic memory, and it has a constructor with some parameters, maybe there are three parameters, you can pass these parameters here. Now this pointer will have these three values in the initialization. Now you can also allocate arrays using this new operators. What you have to do, if you want to assign an integer array, then you have to write int array pointer name new int and square bracket and size of the array. So this is declaring an integer pointer array and assigning to it a pointer to the first element of the dynamically allocated 10 elements of arrays of integer. What does it mean? We have an array of 10 size, and this is the first element. So what this statement is doing, this is actually assigning this first pointer to this array pointer. Clear? So now this array pointer will be pointing at this place, and using this array pointer you can access or modify this whole array. Clear? If you want to delete this array or release the memory, you have to use delete operator like this, then provide square brackets and name of pointer after that. So one thing important to note down here is this is square bracket. If you don't put this square bracket, that is not going to work for the arrays, because if a pointer points to an array of the objects, this statement call the destructor for every object in the array and then deallocates the memory. If you remove this square bracket, it will remove only one element and all the remaining elements will be left there. Clear? And that will result in memory leak again. Clear? Now you can try to implement all these things using C++ program. So let's move ahead. Let's define a main function here, which is must in every C or C++ program. Now try to create an array pointer and allocate size of 10 integers here. Now try to assign some values, array 1 and array 2. I will output these things, provide some space here. Now execute this program and see the output. Or do one thing, make it 0 and make it 1, and then we can make it 0 and 1. Program is executed successfully. It's 1 and 0. See the program. We are printing array 1 here and array 2. So array 1 is 1, that is fine, but we have not assigned array 2, so that is 0. We can try to output array 0 and array 1, or maybe assign some new values, 10 here and 20 here, and then see the output. Here you go, 10 and 20 are the values, right? So that's how you assign the values in array. But after this, keep in mind to delete these values, and what you have to do, delete sign of this square bracket and then name of array, right? That's how you delete the array. Clear? So you can try doing these things with some other classes and creating some objects which are dynamically allocated. Okay, now I think this is enough for this lecture. You have learned quite a bit in dynamic memory allocation. You can try to answer some of the questions that I am providing you now. So question 1 is, can you please tell the difference between calloc and malloc? Or write these answers in the comments and I will see if you are providing correct answers. What will happen if there is not enough memory available? What is this new operator going to return? Other than this, you can try creating an array, or you can say dynamic array, and put some objects inside that array, right? Suppose you have a student class, and if you have multiple students like st1, st2, and so on up to stn, so create a dynamic array of these objects. So that means this array should contain elements like st1, st2, st3, and so on up to stn. Okay, so try doing that. If you have any doubt or query regarding any of these things, just write in the comment, and that will be helpful for everyone, right? So see you in the next video with some new concept. Till then, thank you so much.